reaction speed. Wait, who's Sweetie? Does that mean you like me?
You are a handsome man, officer, with your moustache and your chiseled jaw, and that silly dimple on your chin.
Silly. Got it. Hurt my pride, woman.
But dear, you're not for me. I'm too old and too married besides.
I mean, that portrait doesn't look exactly young. You know, probably not too far off. Married thing is kind of an issue, though. Or maybe not. Unless...
You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained, I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
Had Dion there. Her eyes glitter over the rims of her glasses as she looks up, smiling. This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot. How do you like to roll with me? Her eyes light up. Whatever do you mean? I want you to be my wheelchair partner in fighting crime, ridding backyards of corpses, catching sequence killers. Sequence killers, oh my. She sounds impressed. But I think you already have a partner, sweetie. I can have two partners. A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree. I know, but there are also side mysteries, sequence killers, and forays into the paranatural. I can assure you, with absolute certainty, there are no sequence killings taking place in Martinez. Now, gentlemen, no need to squabble. She turns to you. I wouldn't be much use of you anyways, sweetie. Why? 3 heads are better than 2. Thank you, but... She looks out the window, wistfully. Martinez isn't the most wheelchair-accessible place, you see. I'd slow you down. I could carry you. Perhaps another time. I don't know if you noticed, but I don't know where I am, or what I'm doing, or anything at all for that matter. Her eyes follow your movements with some concern. Yes, officer, you look rather dazed, like a stunned fox, but surely things can't be that bad. I hope you're right. I hope it's not too bad. You know where we are, right? On Insulinde? Yes, but more specifically on the coast of the city of Revachol in the district of Martinez. Revachol is the disgraced capital of the world, something like that. Yes, great. See, we're getting somewhere. What else do you know about our city of splendor, tattered as she may be? Honest, no. All I know is that Revachol used to be really cool in the 30s. The new disco dancing. It seems like a lifetime ago. Her eyes are filled with light reflected off those gilded years, when the city seemed full of possibility. Much has changed, but it is still the most beautiful city in the world, a rare jewel set in the sand between the pines. Everyone says so, even foreigners. There's a pause as she studies your expression. You must look quite lost. Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes? All I know is we're approaching the end times. It's the spring of 51. That's right, dear. How splendid. Here, take this pen. Knowledge should always be rewarded. Now, this right here is a better teacher than my friend would be. He knows what I'm talking about. Composure. Her relief is palpable. She was getting pretty worried about you there, but now she relaxes her shoulders. I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government? Democracy, dictatorship, fierce warriors. We're governed by intelligent machines. Nope. Uh, cop. We're living under the cop regime. Actually, we are not. You could say that about almost any other nation, but not Revachol. Try one more time, officer. What mode of government? Uh, some kind of democracy? Nope, sadly not. Revachol is what's called a zone of control, under an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have no government of our own, and what democracy we have is market-driven. Okay, so apparently Revachol, or wherever we are, was the center for a world revolution, and I guess some foreign powers were like, "Hey, you probably shouldn't be doing that," and then they came and put us down. Way better than what the world did when big bad Hitler was in power in Germany. But so they came down on us, and now we're like we're like a British colony, kind of, I guess, in some ways, but not so. And our government is market driven, so I'm guessing, uh, capitalism rules, the rich make all the rules, that kind of thing, I'm guessing. Rhetoric. Buying is voting. So you buy the politicians, or no, you buy from companies, and the companies make the rules, and if you were to maybe not buy from the company, then they would have less power, maybe. It's like if the liberals were a car manufacturer or something. I don't know. If there's no government, how come there are cops? Oh dear. She shakes her head, suddenly very worried. And you were doing so well. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone. Half-Light. She's scared now. She realized you really are brain damaged. Fuck you, Half-Light. So how did I do? You were doing quite well up until the end there. It does look like you're having trouble remembering things. History and places, remembering reality in a word. It's very odd. A sigh. The lieutenant buries his nose in his notebook. But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what this world needs. And while I'm no doctor, such bouts of amnesia are often temporary, so I wouldn't worry too much. What is the revolution you mentioned? A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago of, I feel like I shouldn't, archipelago. I'm gonna just say that. Archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. This was 42 years ago. What does that have to do with there not being any cops? It has something to do with everything. I really don't know how to explain it better. Who could tell me more? Someone more educated in sweeping matters? Maybe you should ask. She turns to Kim. No. He looks away. I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a detective. Of course. She turns to you. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe. Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez. Reaction speed. That's a good point. This doesn't look like a rich central. Yeah, the mic stand was on some plywood or whatever. I've got to get going now. Of course, dear. Good luck with your case. Okay, so fair warning, if anyone hasn't played Disco Elysium, first of all, you should stop watching this. It's not worth it, probably. This is like my first commentary. But you should stop watching this. Go buy it, play it for yourself. It's worth it. Totally worth it. But in Disco Elysium, it's a lot of this, text-based stuff. I don't even think there's any combat in it. I think it's just like choices, dialogue, that kind of thing. So if you're not into that, you probably won't enjoy this. Um, but if you do, and you're fine with suffering through my terrible commentary, like God, I know this mic is terrible and it's like popping every once in a while and whatever. Um, but I don't know. I'm having fun doing this, and if you want to watch it, then it's on you for any trauma you get from listening to this. Um, what is this? Inside, you catch a glimpse of Union paraphernalia, a strike poster, some red pennants. What is this? A sign reads, "Mess hall reserved for Union members. Doors open 4 o'clock." Uh, okay, let's head this way. The door is bolted. A sign reads, "Kitchen reserved for personnel until 1 o'clock." The soft purr of an electric juicer comes from the kitchen. Someone is working. What's this? This is a water cooler. A large bubble is rising to the surface. The menu has been wiped clean. Only the word Monday is written on it. You should probably write more than that, Mr. Cafeteria Manager. A woman's hand wrote yesterday's menu. Today's starts in a man's handwriting. So Sylvie and then today's Gart, the not bartender man. Okay, I'm looking at my recording and it's very fucking choppy. I hope it doesn't show up like that in the actual video. I'll still post it if it's like that. Unless the audio is fucked up, then I won't. And you'll just be... I don't know how to handle this if that happens, but hopefully it doesn't come to that. It's looking really choppy in the recording software, I tell you what. Summer door closed for the winter. Oh, sprint is double click. Gart, the cafeteria manager. The man with the unimpressive beard. He has a beard. I guess stubble, but anyway, unimpressive beard notices you approach. He drops the ledger he was holding and turns to the lieutenant.
Mr. Gart, right? You run this place.
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41...
I'm currently in between names.
Fantastic.
Kim is about to say something. Let him.
Right. Now, I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene. It also took you a while to call us and report the dead body. It was you who placed the call, yes?
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
He looks behind a pile of coasters, finds a slip of paper, and hands it to the lieutenant. This sounds like something you can use to call this Sylvie later. Reaction speed, you've done it again. You've solved the case. Holy shit. God, it's so good to spec into fucking reaction speed, I guess. My God.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
That's the thing, though. Sometimes the inner monologue thing that this game's all about, with the reaction speed, encyclopedia, calculus, whatever, they're not always helpful, even if you get a success. Stuff like this, if you're a fucking brainlet, I guess this helps, but it's like, I don't know. So, take some things with a grain of salt, but other things like encyclopedia, that one I find is pretty useful for just world knowledge, which is always nice to have.
What? With Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many, many cafeterias I manage.
Many cafeterias.
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
It's 3. 3 is not many.
Yes, I know where some things are. But as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And I'm not going to start working here again, if that's what you think.
I didn't imply that. Detective?
He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions. Right then, questions. I got this. His face expresses profound doubt in your having this. Rhetoric. Ask him about the body's location before asking if he killed people. Killed him. Just skipped words. Ask him about the body's location before asking if you killed him. People give up information in the more innocuous questions, which you can later use in the more sinister ones, not vice versa. Okay, so ask him, where's the shoes? And then ask him if he stole some shoes. Yeah, I just talked about the inside voices not being helpful, and then I just say that shit. Where is the body? Behind the building, there's a courtyard. He points to the kitchen behind him. They hoisted him up on a tree there. And how do we get there then? That's easy. See that door there? He points to the west. First you exit through that, then to your right you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole is big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry to fit through. Brain. Encyclopedia. This man means the heavy cavalry of innocence Franco-Negro, sweeping over the plains and nations of the enemies of mankind, 5th century style. Unified currency and the concept of cool came in their wake. They wore lamellar and carried guns, but first and foremost, Franco-Nigerian heavy cavalry was really, really wide. That hole in the fence must be enormous. So who killed him? I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job. This is it. He said they hoisted him up on the tree. Who is this they if he doesn't know? Who is this they if he doesn't know? It's a little spelling error. Before you said they hoisted him up on a tree. Who did you mean by they? Oh, he's a bit surprised you caught that. People are saying it was the union dock workers, that it was a lynching. Who exactly is saying that? The locals, customers, the people who eat here. A lot of dock workers eat here. Sylvie told me everyone knows the dock workers did it. Did the debardeurs themselves tell her this, or is it a rumor? I don't really know. You'll have to ask her. Why would the dock workers lynch this man? I would suppose it's because they have nothing better to do. You mean the strike? Yes, the strike. He makes little quotation marks with his fingers. The man they hanged was a security guard for the harbor company, I hear. A mercenary. The unionistas probably thought they'd send a message. Did you kill him? What, are you crazy? Of course I didn't kill him. I had just taken it off. The lieutenant turns the page in the little notebook he's been scribbling in. Why did Sylvie go away? Haven't you asked me that already? What is it with you and this woman? She has nothing to do with this. No, before I asked you where, now I'm asking you why she left. Okay, you got me. That was easy. She went away because of the dead body out back, and because I asked for her number. That's why Sylvie went away. I hope you appreciate that. Nice slipping that in. The lieutenant opens his little notebook at the cover. The number is safely tucked away in a small pocket. Thank you, he says. Mystery solved. Is it? Because I thought you were supposed to be investigating the lynching, not my employer conduct. Everything has something to do with everything. Good for you. Was there something else? I'd like to get back to what I was doing. That's all. Let's go. Not so fast, he points at you. You owe me 130 real. Oh, do you think I could do it? Oh, I did it. As you blow this joint, behind you a whiny voice shouts, Real mature man, real mature man, real mature. Kim, let's go. I was pronouncing it right. Oh, Classia. That's Miss K's name. Classia. I'm still gonna call her Miss K, so I'm not gonna remember to call her Classia. Alright. I guess gardener. Or maybe the hole in the wall. I'm not entirely sure. I think gardener.